Hello, and welcome to the darkest timeline.
Film podcast.
Hello, and welcome to the darkest
Speak
timeline.
up.
Hello, and welcome to the darkest timeline. We were four friends.
And now we know better.
Today we watched the 2001 craptastic Freddy Got Fingered,
Terrible. Craptastic does not cut it.
Yeah, go f***
starring
yourself.
Tom Green.
David.
Won
Tom
8
Green.
Razzies.
And
won
why?
8 Razzies.
And
Oh, I
why?
thought I won 5.
And why are we watching it, Dave?
Because
Who brought it up?
sneaky
Look,
bod.
is this called...
No.
No, I did not bring it up.
No, Dave
Dave brought it up. Am I
Dave
right?
brought it up. You just
Our
were
listeners
okay with
can
it.
definitely go back and listen to the last podcast. I brought it up more as a warning.
But you brought it up. You didn't. We could watch this, and it became in the running.
Yeah, full
And then
blown.
You kept advocating it being in the running.
Ian, real quick, let's give Dylan some trouble here. Rewind to the part where he said it in the last podcast. Go, Dylan.
I'm not cutting back to the previous podcast.
Well, I'm...
So anyway, this was a bad movie.
Oh.
Going into this movie, I was the only one who had seen it, and I
all the
saw
way
it.
through. Brett had seen part of it.
I
Yes.
saw it in the theaters.
He paid good money. Well, he paid money.
Guys.
Okay, so imagine you got a light bright. Only you've lost all the little colored pegs that go into the light bright. I'm hoping everyone knows what a light bright is. Otherwise, Google it. And you lost all the little colored pegs. And so you just have little gray clay pegs that you make your own pictures with. And so you make a beautiful picture. Only you can see it though, because they're all gray pegs, so they all look the same. So it's just a big board of gray. And so none of the light can even get through because it's clay. But the light wouldn't work anyway because the bulb's been broken for years because no one makes light brights anymore.
Ian, what the are you talking
It's not
about?
even really a light bright anymore. It's more of just a gray dark. And that's what this movie is.
This movie has
A light bright with gray dark?
this
No,
mo-
a light
movie
bright
has-
with little gray clay pegs instead of colored clear ones.
This movie has driven Ian insane.
I was in a very dark place in this film. For much of it, I needed the puppy. So much that we should probably explain that statement. So, this movie is so bad that Dave bought a puppy.
I did. You can see pictures of him on the website.
Okay.
Is that true?
Well,
She's a-
not right now,
It
but
will
it will
be
be
true.
once this airs.
She's adorable.
Her name is Mouse, and she's a toy what?
Morky.
A toy Morky, and she is the podcast's official therapy puppy and mascot.
And we needed it. I needed it so much.
Legitimately.
Oh, I was in a dark place. I can't.
It was a preemptive puppy buy. He knew this movie was coming, and he thought, "Oh, I need to buy the puppy."
It was an apology. It was an apology buy to all his former friends, us.
So let's go through the timeline of the movie. We're not going to call it the plot.
There was no plot. The through line was I hate my son, and then at the very end he
was-
didn't really. That's the plot.
This
Did
movie,
it.
this movie was just a bunch of Tom Green Show sketches strung in a row, except these were all with actors, and it was staged instead of being like for shock with real people. So it was even more contrived than the actual Tom Green Show.
Ugh, I hated this movie.
Yeah, good.
So Tom Green is an aspiring cartoonist, and it's not like we ever see him. He calls himself
Animator.
He calls himself an
Animator. Yeah, let's get
calls-
professional.
Okay, he calls himself an animator, and he wants to be like Charles Schultz, specifically.
Oh yeah, he
like
calls him
Charles
out.
Schultz.
Yep.
Twice.
But we don't even see any animations from him. We just see pictures for like 85% of the movie. And he's going to go to Hollywood and work in a cheese factory and shop his ideas around. And he tries that for like a day.
Cheese sandwich factory.
Cheese sandwich factory.
Yep.
And he tries that for a day, and it doesn't suit him because he's mental and he can't handle like any task.
Not even making a cheese sandwich.
Not even making a cheese sandwich.
You see him make like 5 before he takes
And he
a
makes-
giant piece of bologna, sticks it between his legs, and starts calling himself like the sexy man.
Also-
I really
Big
quick. I have so many problems with that. We'll
dog,
get back to
dog.
it in a second.
Yeah.
We don't have to.
You can.
we will.
And he... I'm going to try and make this short.
Good.
He fails. He goes back home. His father hates him. Him and his father are both gigantic pieces of shit. And he meets a sadomasochistic crippled woman who he has a relationship with because she's the only person as crazy as he is. And then his father
Wait.
his father really tears him down into
She has nothing to do with the
into
plot, by the
thinking
way.
no,
that
she was cute though.
Well,
that was like the
listen,
only thing.
It has nothing to do with the plot. She
No,
had
it doesn't.
nothing to do with the plot. She
it
was there.
It was his love interest because Hollywood movies need a love interest, Brett. Understand the system. What, Dave?
It makes me feel as though she was spunky, like she was a trope that didn't work. Or, you know, you kind of come in and you're looking for like the manic pixie dream girl or whatever, and she's trying to do that, but then also she's a terror.
Within the catastrophe of this movie as a whole, I think you could say that she was one of the best pieces of it, kind of like as a subsection of the movie.
Oh, I still found her to be terrible. 'cause
No,
her character
Everything
yeah,
in the
right.
movie
horrible.
was terrible.
The entire movie was terrible, but within that whole terrible sphere of awful,
She was the best part.
she was the best subsection, maybe.
You know what?
I almost want to say that Rip Torn was the best section because
Okay,
he was
let's-
so terrible.
Should we be passing the talking puppy?
No, we're not just passing a puppy
That's
around.
the problem, though. Is if you pass the puppy, you don't talk.
Yeah, you just
wanna
have a
cuddle.
good have a good time.
We haven't heard a word
Stop
from
cuddling
David.
with the puppy, Dave.
That's
No,
true.
let him go. Let him
She's
go.
so cute.
Oh boy.
We needed it though. Anyway, but his dad also when he was in Hollywood, he was trying to talk to an animator guy who said that he didn't have any heart and he wasn't a very good storyteller. And that was one of my first notes that he's a decent artist, but he's a horrible storyteller.
Which was Anthony Michael Hall, by the way.
Anthony Michael
Yeah.
Hall.
By the
From
way,
Breakfast Club.
They got
You promised to make this shit.
yeah. Okay. Well, he goes. That guy tells him to like quit his job and like work on his craft. So he does, and he meets the girl, and then his dad like tears him apart, calls him a piece of shit. I guess one too many times, and he decides everything's f***ed up, and he quits. But then he gets inspiration, and he goes back to the guy, and the guy gives him $1 million, and then he makes a real effort to f*** up his dad's life.
And succeeds.
That was a great job. Real quick, huge thing that's left out there. And I'll read what they quote on IMDb as the synopsis of this film. It says, an unemployed cartoonist moves back in with his parents and younger brother Freddy.
Oh yeah.
Freddy, okay, his younger brother is called Freddy. When his parents demand he leave, meaning Tom Green, he begins to spread rumors that his father sexually abused Freddy. Freddy got fingered. He fingered his brother Freddy.
Wait,
what the
wait,
f- What the f-
That storyline didn't even like follow through.
It was
at
2
all.
minutes in the movie.
It
Yeah.
was dropped.
The way that thing portrayed the idea of him starting to spread the rumor, it wasn't that. It was like he was in a room talking to some lawyers, and then he just had the idea to tell them that his dad diddled their other son. And then everything happened from there, and it wasn't like he was starting to spread the rumor. He said it once in like a rant, and then like the wife left the dad, and the son was taken to a hospital for kids who were victims of that kind of
against
thing.
his will and wasn't allowed to leave.
And he's an adult. He's not like a kid.
Real
He's-
quick,
He's a
but-
grown man with a job.
Real quick, Fox, 20th Century Fox, greenlit the title Freddy Got Fingered. That is the title of a sexual abuse, like father abused son title. How is that okay?
This whole movie's abuse.
It is, well, on the funny side, but that is terrible. This movie is
Did you use
to
the word?
the rotten
Did you
core.
You used the word funny in reference to this movie.
Oh, well, my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your fault.
It's Freddy Got Fingered. They're talking about a man abusing his own son.
Anyway, we have plenty of segments to go over all these things, Brett. So let's start it off with your favorite part of the movie. What did you love, Brett? What was your favorite part of the movie?
I'm shaking my head.
No,
shaking it.
we know
No.
you got one too.
Yeah, you
we
have
know
one.
you got
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I know I have one, and it's not really a film. It's the music. That's the only thing. He paid way
in the
too
movie.
much. Well, it's in the movie, yes. He paid way too much for the songs that he wanted, which was like The Clash, he paid probably $10,000.
That's a band.
Okay, one song by The Clash, one song by the Sex Pistols, one song by, technically, I guess it'd be the New York Dolls, but it was written by Johnny Thunders. Another song by Green Day. He paid probably like, I don't know, $150,000.
And we had Eminem and Iggy Pop too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The Eminem song though mentions Tom Green how many times?
Twice, I think.
That's terrible. That's too many.
The real Slim Shady is over like the end of the movie.
Yeah.
The end credits.
The end credits.
Somebody kill us.
I had a favorite part.
Oh no.
Go ahead, Dave.
I liked that for 2 weeks in a row, we have had strong female characters in rocket wheelchairs.
That's true.
I think the fact
This is serendipitous.
right, the fact there was a rocket wheelchair in this movie that I'd completely forgotten about made me happy.
And it was a major plot point too.
It was. Now she just needs to get up with Sparky and put some maiming weapons on it.
Yeah. And some like
And some Shaq.
some hydraulics to make her stand.
Real quick, did Shaq help her?
What if that wasn't Shaq? Did she call her Shaq? Because Shaq was in this movie at the end.
Shaq's in this
Yeah,
fucking movie,
he's called
guys.
Shaq. He's listed as playing himself.
But she
Okay.
never said the word Shaq.
Because
Shaq's a
Probably
name,
trademark.
not a word.
Probably trademark.
because she could be dating Steele.
I guess, I mean, I was going to say soundtrack, but you know what? You can't,
Yes.
like, do that again.
Sorry, Ian.
Um,
You're Say nothing. I will give you so much respect.
okay, I'm going to say the only, like,
Say nothing.
no, I'm going to, okay, Tom Green is a good skateboarder. And
He
it
is.
was okay. It was like it was kind of fun to watch him skateboard because he was actually okay at it,
He's okay.
For 3 minutes, it was a skate video.
and that was fine. I was like, oh, this is.
But really quick, he paid probably $500,000 to do those like same tricks maybe 8 times. Every time. He's like, I didn't get it. Oh, I messed it up. Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't care. That's what I saw in the movie. I was like, oh, hey,
Ian.
some skateboard. Okay, that will tide me over, and it's gone, and I hate everything.
Also, that mall is straight out of a Tony Hawk game.
It is!
With escalators that don't have stairs on them. They're
Zero
just a
stair-
ramp.
yeah,
An
just ramp
escalator.
stairs.
That's
And-
dangerous. An escalator that's just a ramp.
And
It's
just
technically a descalator.
And ramp things like everywhere.
Yeah.
Like he
was.
rode on a thing behind a table and grabbed someone's drink or some shit. I'm like, those aren't in malls. There aren't ramps behind tables.
In Tony Hawk's malls, they are.
Yep.
My favorite part of the movie was when Tom Green was hit by a truck, and for a single fleeting moment, I thought he might have died.
All right.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
This has been the darkest time.
Are we on to least favorite?
We're on to least
Okay.
favorite.
That fast?
My
are-
least favorite. I'm gonna do this.
Well, real quick, I'll say this.
No.
Well, we're economy of words.
My least favorite part was when Tom Green was hit by a truck and didn't die. You know what he was doing when he was hit by that truck? He had found a dead deer on the road. He cut it open. They did a bit for a while he was wearing the deer, dancing around, singing some weird shit. And then he was hit by a truck, and he didn't die. And that's what made me angry, that he wasn't dead. I have multiple times written down in my notes. I have here, Tom is a f***ing idiot. That's written in my notes. That was a note to myself so I wouldn't forget.
Man, how could you?
And then Tom Green is a piece of in this movie and for making this movie. I have that written down for posterity.
Good on you, mate.
Yeah.
Okay, so my least favorite part kind of dovetails with Ian's. My least favorite part was all the violence towards people and animals, as well as like the sexually explicit nature of the animal usage.
Usage, good word there.
Yeah, whether they utilize the penis of a horse.
Oh,
or-
yeah, that's right.
Or an
Oh.
elephant. Or they just like cut a deer open and basked in its blood. Or let us not forget flinging the newborn baby over his head
my
like a
God.
last.
Was that?
Yeah, everyone forgot about the baby,
Oh,
didn't
God.
wrote it down too.
Yeah, the baby was just disturbing. Just the blatant disregard for life in such a just a unfunny, cavalier. It just made me sick.
Yeah, Tom Green.
God, yeah, I wrote that down.
No, that's right. Forgot about that.
Least favorite.
Least favorite part. Least favorite part. I hated this movie, man. I hated it. I hated this movie.
Gotta be specific.
Specific?
You can be specific about multiple things if you want.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I hated Tom Green specifically. I think he's a big piece of shit. I hate that guy. I hate that guy, man. Who makes a movie where it's like, oh, it's okay to ruin some woman's birth and take a baby and fling it around the damn room?
We'll
what the
cover
f*** is
everyone
going
else
on?
in blood.
Yeah, what the f*** is that shit? And then, overall, everything, the movie's called Freddy Got Fingered. He is telling everybody in the world his father fingered his brother. This cannot stand, man. Like...
And they won't listen to his brother.
But
His brother's like, that didn't happen.
Right, who's like
It's
a
not
legit
thing. And they're
actor.
just like, oh, no, it's okay. You don't have to say things like that anymore. He's like, but it didn't happen. It's okay.
And he's like a 24-year-old guy, and he's in like a teens like rape center or whatever, or like molestation center. I don't know what they call them.
I think it was preteen. There were some
Possibly.
little kids. There were some little kids there.
Yeah, and they're watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is weird.
And there's also all that violence towards that one kid.
Which one?
in the
Oh,
movie.
well,
Oh, yeah.
that kid.
But yeah,
Well, he was a terrible actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we don't like him.
But my God.
But who makes like rape cases a joke? He did it like twice in the movie, and then like the weird thing about slapping the girl's legs that were dead. What the f*** is going on?
Yeah, I had a thing in here. It was like, let's all make light of child molestation for like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
It was really in poor taste.
I'm a big advocate of punching Tom Green in the mouth. I hate this guy.
Yeah.
I hate this
Can
guy.
we just all do that? Can we make that a thing? Where does he live? Can we do that?
Canada still. Of course.
Really?
Probably got
Yeah.
security
I don't want to
guards.
drive to Canada. We live really far away from
You don't want
Canada.
to get too close to him, though. I remember watching an episode of X-Men when I was a kid, and there was like a mutant who bent reality to his will, and so everything around him was always like a crazy like Escher painting, like acid trip. And I remember like Wolverine was trying to go against him, and like Wolverine's like, "All right, I'm immortal. Bring it on. I'm gonna kick your butt." And like he gets too close to him, and he just basically like turns Wolverine into like a Starry Night type situation. Then he ends up like walking away, and Wolverine's crying. I know this is a long walk to get here. I feel that's how it's like being around Tom Green. If
No.
you get within 2 city blocks of him, your whole reality starts shifting into.
I feel
insanity.
like if I got within 2 blocks of Tom Green at this point, my Tom Green sense would kick off. I would find a bottle, break it, and run towards him in a straight line.
See, he's not even like an
You'd never
X-Men.
get
He's
there.
an ex-celebrity. He's like a piece of leftover shit.
You think anybody's protecting Tom Green like
No.
24/7?
No, I just think he has superpowers, and
Don't you call anything about Tom Green super,
Super.
ever
The-
again.
the more-
Or power.
the harder you run towards him, the farther you get away from him, especially when you have bad intent.
And the harder you run away from him, the more you have to watch Freddy Got Fingered.
Yeah, that's
Does
it.
that guy have friends?
Alright.
He can't.
He has a podcast. I'm assuming he has friends.
Oh, nobody cares
That's
about
a
that
weird
guy.
thing to say. I mean, we have a podcast and we're not friends anymore.
Much like the mythic Native American Nagloshi, the more
What?
you think about or speak about Tom Green, the more power he receives.
No, stop, buddy.
What were you
no.
talking about?
Yeah, 3-1. You are
Where
done.
are you going? Where did you go?
Give me that dog.
I
Dog,
know
come
about
here.
Nagloshi. What?
No, he's got the most beautiful dog in his hands right now. Hi, Mouse. You need to come to me. Look at those eyes. She's saying, no, thank you. Come to me. Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
okay,
this
so-
beautiful baby dog.
So my favorite. So you're creeping me out.
No, keep me warm.
You're creeping me out.
Keep me warm, puppy.
Oh, you're not okay.
Shush.
Don't talk to it.
Talking to you, Dylan.
Don't talk to the puppy.
Oh, it's so adorable.
She loves me so much. Hi, Mouse.
You're stepping on the podcast.
Shush.
You're polluting the audio.
Oh, shut up, Dylan. Oh, she's gone.
Sneaky Vod.
Always licking his ear. It's adorable.
Would you shut up?
I'm not even saying anything. I love this dog.
It was near the end of it was right at the end of the movie. I'll give it without context, but it's a situation that has a lot of context that leads into it that you don't need.
Tell the situation.
Dylan, is this dog f***ing you up right now? Licking my ear? What's up?
Oh. No, stop it.
Okay.
so-
you go back to your lover.
So Tom Green.
Okay, go ahead, Dylan.
So Tom Green gives an elephant a hand job.
And a horse first.
No, that's not what I'm talking. I'm just talking about the elephant. Tom Green gives an elephant a hand job, and it finishes all over his dad like gallons.
Fire hose.
Also known as Rip Torn.
Gallons.
Pushes him out of the tent.
Pushes Rip Torn out of the tent with
Gives Rip Torn a new one.
that's no. And then the elephant's penis smacks Tom Green in the head, and he falls down next to his dad.
Real quick, was that
And-
the penis or was that the elephant trunk?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They look the same.
Oh, all right.
They did. You saw it.
I wasn't looking.
You were supposed to be looking, bro.
Oh boy.
And that's what brought them together as father and son.
Oh, that's right.
They bonded over the shared experience of being violated by an elephant.
Slow clap on
And
that one, Dylan.
God, just, you know,
Yeah. Everybody, we're having a
there's
real hard
lines-
time with this
lines
movie.
that I didn't think this movie would cross. Like in the early part, when he was giving a hand job to a horse, the horse didn't finish, and I didn't think the elephant would, because I thought that was a line they wouldn't cross, and I was wrong. I was wrong.
But he actually gave a horse a hand job.
Yeah.
No, I feel like it's more of a flop job. He
Well, that was
just
still
kinda like blah,
it was
blah, blah,
clear.
blah, blah.
What he's saying is clearly a real horse.
Oh, it was a real horse on his hand.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
elephant was. You know what, guys? I haven't seen a lot of elephant in my lifetime.
I haven't seen any.
Fair
I
enough.
mean, I might have seen one, but we're unsure if that
Have you
was
been
real.
to the circus?
Yes.
You've seen a elephant.
Well, I don't remember.
Fair enough.
And we could never afford the seats that were too close.
Oh, cheap sheets.
All right.
Sorry.
Do we have another?
I mean, I had 2.5 pages of notes for this movie. This is a real
Yeah,
piece of
I think we should just lay into this piece of shit.
Oh, it's terrible.
yeah.
Why are
there's
we moving
plenty
on
of
to
things.
who's it for and who gives a shit?
No, we're
No.
not doing that.
No,
yet.
just rip it
I
apart.
do have one more segment.
Okay,
I'd like
I have to
Please.
say, poor successful Freddy, because Freddy had a great job.
Thank you, Ian.
And
Yeah.
then his brother f***s him.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
he's like,
well, choice
Meta-
of words might be a little weird, but
Metaphorically.
yes. Metaphorically, that guy's an ass.
Yeah, and I assume he
Choice
loses
words.
his job because Tom Green and his dad and Rip Torn are off somewhere in Pakistan, kidnapped for
Okay, what
months.
the- real
For
quick.
months, and his
the
father
was
and
that?
Freddy is still in that little clinic thing that entire time,
Yeah.
and he has long hair and like they don't allow him to cut his hair.
And also, Harlan Williams is in this. He's best known for one of the third guys in Half Bake who gets thrown in jail. What the was his point in this movie? He was just there,
He was there to break a leg.
literally.
Yeah.
Cash a check, I guess.
LeBaron paid a whole lot of money in the beginning of this movie to
yeah.
have the name LeBaron said thousands of times.
Or 3, but yes.
No, it was more than 3 times. They say LeBaron all over that scene.
I feel like they said another thing. What was that?
Oh,
Cheese.
there was
the Cheese Council paid a lot.
In that scene
Big
with
cheese.
with
Big
LeBaron,
cheese.
in that scene with LeBaron, they repeat so many things so many times in that scene.
Yeah.
If you cut out all the repetition in that scene, it's like 12 seconds long.
Well, I think one of them they kept saying was respect over and over or something like that.
Proud.
Proud.
Yeah,
I'll be proud of my son. He'll
Proud.
be proud of me. Proud.
Yeah,
Proud.
that's what I want to say. I forgot. I feel like, and I hate saying this out loud, but I feel like Tom Green's comedy is making fun of people who have mental issues, like mental troubles, like mental retardation. Like he thinks making fun of people who cannot, I don't know, people who have mental retardation is funny to him. I don't like it. Like his comedy is garbage, and I want to
Yeah.
punch that guy in the.
yeah.
We've moved down, I see. Can we make that into a thing we do together?
Punch people in.
No, Tom Green.
No.
people in general. Where I have a note about Tom Green somewhere here.
He's an.
Oh God, where is it?
He's a.
Please.
Let's
Serious,
kill.
Brett.
Let's kill Tom Green.
No, that wasn't it.
Hey, Tom Green.
I got this.
Guy's a total piece of.
Just keep saying that stuff, man.
Seriously, no.
No,
All
you
this
could-
is true.
You could go forever.
If I could-
I will.
Whoa.
He doesn't need it, guys. He lost Drew Barrymore, who was in this movie, by the way, for 5 seconds.
Someone beat you to it. It's called cancer.
Oh.
Ooh.
Well,
No,
that was
I think he
before
lost-
this movie.
I think he lost a test. A call.
So let's talk about.
Ooh,
some-
I found it.
Okay.
His character in the movie is named George, right?
Sure.
I think his name's George.
No one knows.
Georgie,
No,
Gordy?
nobody knows.
Gordon.
I think it's Gordy, but I'm not
Gordy,
sure.
Yeah, that was it.
So
I wrote-
Gordon?
Maybe.
Yeah, Gordon. Gordon thinks he's an artist in the same way that Tom Green thinks he's a comedian or an actor.
All right, we waited for that
Ouch.
one.
They have a cartoon that's
Oh,
done.
yep.
That's done by Gordy.
Gordy.
Right.
That's done by Gordy after, like, in the end of the movie. That's like the cartoon that made him $1 million, and it is scary. It is a frightening cartoon. It did something to me.
Yeah.
It freaked me out.
That was one thing I want to say was that so all this stuff about like, oh, Freddy got fingered, my brother got molested by my father. Then he works at the cheese factory and he has like a sausage he's hitting like women in the face with as a d-.
Well, that was before that.
It doesn't matter. This guy's an
Okay. One of the things that I think is interesting is halfway through this movie, I realized the only thing between this movie and a horror movie is there's no one we're rooting for to stop Tom Green. If we had a person we liked trying to like go against Tom Green, this would be a horror film
Yeah.
because Tom Green is a monster.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
not just Tom Green, it's his father, too.
But Tom Green is a
But
monster.
they're both
See,
rough
I,
in the movie.
I thought you were gonna say comedy. There'd be more comedy in a
No,
horror movie than in this movie.
it would be
There's no
actual-
way to put comedy in this movie without
No, that's my
rewriting it
point.
entirely.
This horror movie has more comedy than this movie.
They're both reprehensible people.
Right.
And they don't have a character arc. I mean, I guess their character arc is that at the end they're just reprehensible together
Yeah,
instead of being reprehensible towards each other.
For
right.
some reason, the army rescued them. God knows
Guys,
why.
this is the darkest timeline I've ever seen in my life.
On the bright side, it honestly I don't think it can get worse than this.
No, it can't.
No, we
This
have
piece of
literally the
Yeah.
Rock.
Hey,
I
Bono.
flipped like
Brett.
10 times in this movie. I
would-
took my shoes off. I
would
needed
like-
more comfortability.
You didn't take your shoes off, you kicked them off
Well,
in anger.
I hated it.
I would like to point out that last week you said that this movie could not possibly be worse than G-Force. And Brett, would you like to revisit that idea?
Guys,
Yes.
I would wrap myself up in some G-Force right now and sleep while naked in that G-Force movie. This movie sucks so much d-. I hated this movie.
Okay, what you just said made no sense at all, but I agree with you.
So real quick, real synopsis. G-Force is way better than this movie.
You have to say that louder.
Way better than this movie. I fucking hate this movie so much. It was so, guys, like, okay, let's be real. Let's be real for a second.
Like real?
Please.
Have we not been doing that?
Well, maybe. I don't know.
This is the most serious I've been in my entire life.
Listen. I bet my life on this movie. I hate this movie so much, and I hate Tom Green so much. You, Mr. Green.
I lost something important today. I'm not even sure what it is anymore.
I don't know.
But it's gone.
Your life. You lost your life.
I lost an hour and 27 minutes of it.
what makes
that is
this-
now a black hole that will suck other good parts of my life into it. I will forget them forever in the void that was this movie at one time in my life.
What I think is especially noteworthy for the terribleness of this movie is that not only is it just a bad, terrible movie, but it legitimately gives us some reasons to hate everyone involved, such as what Brett mentioned earlier, the lighthearted nature in which they take child molestation.
Oh my goodness.
That alone,
Super serious.
you have to be pretty funny to make that work.
Yeah.
And Tom Green is not funny.
Right.
So,
Or making fun of like handicapped people or
yeah.
like literally anybody. I think he makes fun of everybody in this movie. This guy's a
Animal
total piece of
mutilation.
shit.
You get homophobic slurs
Yeah.
back and forth.
An animal mutilation.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's really f***ed up.
Yeah, I think I do still want to punch this guy in the face.
I don't
What do you mean
think
you
that.
think?
But,
Okay, I do.
That opinion hasn't changed since the first 4 minutes of the movie passed. We paused multiple times in this movie just to go The first time we paused was 1.5 minutes in.
Oh.
We've never paused a movie just to go like, what the Okay,
You
so I
paused
had
it.
control, but everyone was okay with me pausing
I
it.
told you to not pause it for that.
And he
That's
comes
just a minute and a half.
But the thing is, he comes up with stupid things like, Daddy, do you like my sausage? Here's my sausage.
We're
Like
not talking
stupid
about the
fucking thing.
sausage. We're not talking about the sausage. I have
Cheese
that in my
helmets.
notes. I have that in my notes. We're not talking about the sausage.
Well, he has like cheese helmets and dumb like,
You know,
don't
the
look at
cheese-
David. Don't make eyes with David.
The cheese helmet
Oh.
thing was in the trailer, but it wasn't even in the movie proper. It was in the credits. Mouse is feeling the anger. I can see the despair in her eyes.
we couldn't
so
do
maybe
it.
we should move on.
We couldn't do it without our therapy dog.
No, we couldn't.
Let's move on to the next segment.
And she's going after my vodka cola.
Yes.
I take it back. Vodka rip off Dr. Pepper.
Great. So, what's the rating? Or who's it for? Who's it for? And what's the rating?
Ian,
What the is going on?
No
he is a creep. He is a creep.
Okay,
I was looking at him weird.
this movie is for first-year psychology students. It's because he displays every last possible mental symptom you could have is within the person of Freddy Got Fingered. So
Freddy Got Fingered isn't a person. That's the name of the movie. His name was Gordy or whatever the
So these first-year psychology students have to watch it to figure out which ones he has.
Yeah, who got fingered?
He has all of them.
He has all of them, but overlapping symptoms are important. So I'm going to give this
It's lupus.
9 out
It's
of
never lupus.
9 out of 10 doctors recommend.
Recommend Freddy Got Fingered?
This movie was made for Tom Green because the studios felt really sad, felt really bad for him because he had testicle cancer and then had that surgery, and they're like, "Fine, we'll give you a movie." And then he did it, and he sucked at it, so he gets a 0 out of anything.
Oh, jeez.
He gets a 0 in life.
Yeah, I'd say this movie's made for nobody because nobody asked for it and it's terrible. And Tom
Green asked for it.
No, he probably didn't even ask for it. MTV or Fox or whoever was just like, here's money. We're desperate.
He looked like he was having a good time.
Oh, of course he was. It was all free. I hate that guy. So this movie was made for...
So do we.
This movie was made for people who hate other people in life. I hate this movie. I hate you. I hate you if you like it.
This has turned us into people that hate.
I want to know one person who owns this on DVD.
There's a lot. This movie had like great DVD sales. Like a lot of the reviews that I've seen for the DVD are talking about getting a bunch of weed and watching this movie,
Well,
which makes a lot of sense.
it does. And I'll punch them all when they're high as hell. Just
Well,
punch them in the
if they're
face.
anything like that woman, then they'd rather you punch them in the legs
Oh, okay. Or slap them. Or hit them.
With a bamboo stick.
with a
Yeah.
bamboo stick.
Real weird. BDSM.
This movie was made for a few executives at Fox as a tax shelter to launder some money.
Dirty executives.
Dirty executives.
Okay, I'm sorry, you were right. Executive.
Laundering drug money from the Colombian cartel because they were really hurting after what came out before this? It was bad.
Nothing as bad as this.
Okay, well they were hurting from
Certainly
something.
2000.
Well, they needed something that no one would look at too hard.
Pour it all.
look at to fail, and they needed all that money from the failure just to cycle through some dirty money.
Dave knows.
Can I build on this for a second?
You can feel free because I'm running out.
Because I think it wasn't necessary. It was definitely for studio executives, but it wasn't for a tax shelter. There were a few uncorrupted good people in the studio, and they wanted to show that you can get anything made if you grease the wrong palms, or
mean
the right
palms.
palms. And so they put this thing together, sort of producers style, where they couldn't possibly imagine that this thing was actually going to get made. And even if it was, they'd think, well, then the world would see how corrupt the system is, and there will finally be reform.
That's not what the producers was about, but go ahead.
That's what I think. Like, it was intentionally bad, but
So they
intentionally
greased
bad.
Tom Green's palms, and then he jerked
Look, they're
off
right
some
there.
producers.
So
Goosebumps.
you're calling
huge
Freddy Got
palms.
Fingered the real world equivalent of Springtime for Hitler.
Yeah, it's a whistleblower movie.
Okay.
Slash hand job
I
movie.
would give this movie 3 fully stocked Cayman bank accounts.
Out of
Oh, just 3 fully stocked Cayman bank accounts.
Just be happy you have 3.
For the 3 executives. Be happy with what you got, Ian. All your laundered drug money.
I wish I had laundered drug money. Then
You
I'd
know
have
how many
money.
fake fingerings happened to this? To you to get 3 bank accounts? I hate this movie.
I'm
Hate it.
tired of this.
Okay, well, what are we going to watch next? We're done.
Oh,
We're
right.
done
We have to figure that
We're
out.
done talking about this movie.
Guys.
Because I want so badly to be done talking about this movie. So what are we going to watch
I
after
figured
it?
out what to watch next.
Did
and
you?
Yes, and I almost wish.
I don't
we
trust
didn't.
you. You championed this movie.
I didn't champion it.
Yeah, you
Dave was the
did.
one that brought it up, and I was like, "This
You-
is going to be the darkest timeline."
He
Well,
brought
I'm
it
sorry,
up.
was this called the semi-gray timeline?
He brought it up, but you championed the cause.
That is a dark shade of black in that timeline, man.
That is a dark black. My vote is for the 2002 film Sorority Boys.
What?
Oh, I think I know what that is. Is that the one that has Michael Rosenberg in it?
It is Michael Rosenbaum.
Balm, that was it. Michael
Wow,
Rosenbaum.
you are pretty good at this. It's got Harlan Williams in it, who's best known for the movie Half Baked, where he's in jail.
I mean, I remember seeing trailers for that stupid movie.
Yep. 3 rowdy college students are kicked out of their dorm and dress up in drag to live in a doghouse where the girls deemed are unattractive.
Great.
That didn't make any sense to me.
Dave, please give a better option.
It was worth 5 stars out of 10.
Here's the deal. I'm going through what is known by many as the Internet Movie Database, otherwise known as
The darkest time.
IMDb.
Real quick, Tom Green's an by the way.
He's a complete irredeemable in this movie. I have that written down, remember?
hey.
Tom Green is a piece of in this movie and for making
Keep
this
going,
movie.
Ian. Yeah,
That's
don't
it.
stop.
No. We're done talking about that movie.
No.
We're done.
No.
We're done.
No.
We're done.
No.
We're done.
I hate Tom Green.
It's 11 o'clock,
Ooh.
and we're not talking about the movie anymore, so we can finish this thing.
Guys,
What are we
really-
watching next?
That's so sad that we talked about and watched Tom Green for that long.
I think we should watch Road Trip.
No, that's... No.
Tom Green's in it.
I know. I liked it when I was a kid, and that was stupid of me. I also liked Quicksilver and Pac-Sun.
What?
You're a little proto bro.
You were?
Oh my god, who couldn't be? I was from the Midwest, guys.
You're a brodo.
I was from the Midwest.
Is everyone in the Midwest a proto bro?
I don't even know what that means. Is that a
You're a bro, but you're not quite like living up to the idea of a bro.
And it hasn't.
Give me a break. I was 13.
Such a
How old
poser.
were you? 10?
I don't know, how old are you?
I'm 32. Were you 10?
No.
Were you 8?
I was, hold on a second.
Oh, fuck.
I was 6. I was 6 when you were 13, Brett.
You know what? That's really not that big of an age difference.
It is
Well,
major. That's almost
now.
half.
Then it was a big age difference.
I'm 32.
Now it's not so
How old are you guys?
25.
What the me?
What? Both
When
of
you were
doing
watching Eurotrip, I was big into Power Rangers.
Was that still on?
Dude, that's still on.
Power Rangers started.
Still?
Yeah.
Yeah, Power Rangers started in like '94, and it's still going.
Wow.
Yeah. We
Actually,
should
know
watch the
somebody that
Power Rangers movie
I
sometime.
know somebody that
That's
lives
pretty
with the red
bad.
Power Ranger right now.
Which Red Power Ranger? Because there've been like
I thought they
20.
No,
Thought
Dylan,
all the
don't do that.
You mean like
please.
the original?
Dylan, what do you
didn't
think?
all the red Power Rangers die?
No, but
Like-
that first one kind of got fat.
How about
Why are we talking about Power Rangers?
this one's
now?
bad, but it's not.
You look right now. Your look right now is I've had a bad day.
Wait, before he talks, does anybody else have a film?
I'm
Anybody else look
looking,
up
I'm
one?
looking. I'm
You guys
using
are-
my phone.
You didn't look it up before?
Men in Black 3?
I barely touched it.
I liked that movie.
Yeah, it's terrible, but not terrible enough.
Freddy Got Fingered was an abortion. That was a terrible film. Dylan-
If it was an abortion, we wouldn't
Dylan
have had
just
to,
gave me the worst look in life.
If it was an abortion, we wouldn't have had to see it.
No. Like, it's an abortion that lived. Dylan and Ian just gave you the
Wow.
worst look in the world.
No, I gave you a very confused.
So it's like it's
You
like
are 100% alone on
it's
this
like
one, dude.
Charlie and It's Always Sunny.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He's an abortion that lived.
He was an abortion that lived.
Did he come out right?
Now
Some
I don't
argue
like
yes,
us.
some argue no.
Well, you know.
Shudders.
Quit doing that.
We should
Fudgy
watch.
Wudgy Fudge Face?
We should watch Spooky Buddies.
the f- is Spooky Buddies?
That's. Do you remember Airbud?
Yes.
They made like a whole franchise of like puppies
No.
doing sports.
No,
and
we're
things
not
like
watching a
that.
dog movie.
This is Mouse would love it. And Spooky Buddies is where all the little golden retriever puppies go trick or treating.
Who's
No.
Mouse?
No. We're not watching that.
That's just family movie.
Yeah, that's just like goopy family movie garbage.
Oh, and what was Tom Green?
Not Family
That was,
Gooby.
that was not a family movie. I'll
That
tell
was
you
not.
that.
That was not a movie.
Yeah, like I said, it was just a bunch of sketches strung together, except they
It
weren't
was-
sketches.
No, it was a
'cause they were
living
contrived.
nightmare that was peed into your mouth. I hated that movie.
Oh, that's horrible. Why would you say that?
Peed into your eyes? I don't know.
Why would you keep expounding on that
It was
idea?
peed onto your face.
Would you quit saying it's peeing anywhere?
It's because I gotta go pee, guys. Who has done an episode on the movie Sorority Boys?
I gotta agree with Brett.
Damn
If we're trying to break out of the pack,
Sorority
this
Boys.
is gonna be a walk in the park.
I guarantee you, maybe
will be.
100 people have seen that movie.
You
One
know,
of them,
you know,
as the
after
actors.
this, I'll probably laugh at Sorority Boys. Instead of just like looking on in horror for an hour and a half.
Oh. Is this Sorority
All right,
Boys?
we're watching the trailer, Sorority Boys.
Are we? Get over here.
We haven't voted on it yet.
It's Sorority
You
Boys.
get over here.
Yeah.
There's more room behind us.
Oh, you're good point.
We can vote on it.
You got Sorority Boy.
Yeah.
Two on this.
Okay, let's just watch Sorority Boys because it's not going to be as bad as Freddy Got Fingered, but it's pretty much guaranteed to be a bad movie.
You're guaranteed right. This
shall
Freddy Got Fingered.
Okay, Ian.
Wait, which one? Oh, I know that wasn't the thing.
Oops. Yeah, I've seen that movie, guys.
Oh,
Okay, so-
well, that's not going to be nearly as bad as
Okay,
Freddy
well-
Got Fingered. I'm pretty optimistic about any movie on the
We gotta-
planet.
so we've watched the trailer to Sorority Boys,
Oh boy.
and I'm pretty scared I'm going to like it.
Oh.
You know what?
Oh, hey, you're getting a phone call.
Oh, joy.
It's not going to be as bad as Freddy Got Fingered.
I'm painfully optimistic.
I think it's gonna be offensive in different ways.
Yeah, but it's not going to be wholly offensive to all of creation.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
third that.
I
That
gotta
is-
And there's no way I could hate anyone as much as I hate Tom Green.
I hate Tom Green.
Yeah,
Did I say
so
that yet?
much.
Where do you want to punch him?
Anywhere. I'll punch him.
I think.
I'll punch him.
I believe you.
I think what's going to be missing from this movie, even just from watching the trailer, that I'm going to want is more ghoulies in the college.
We haven't seen Ghoulies
Oh,
yet.
we
The Ghoulies
yeah.
not on the podcast,
The core
though.
group has seen it.
We've seen
You
it.
can't say the core group. What the am I in here for?
No, man.
You can't say core group.
It was in the season before we started. I mean,
It's not even
before we
part
de-
of the
before we decided
timeline.
to do that.
proto
It's on the
season.
website.
Is
Proto
it?
season.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Well,
Proto
I mean, there's
season.
no podcast. It just says we watched it. Darkesttimeline.bunnymetal.com. Go to the archive. See it for yourself.
Have a good day. Have a day.
Shut up.
Sometimes I wanna get on TV. TV and just let loose, but can't. But it's cool for Tom Green to hump a dead moose. My bum is on your lips, my bum is on your lips. And give it a little